Welcome to the Deadline Challenge. Hazmil here. The Deadline Challenge, if it's your first time here, is a way of documenting my learning process. I set a deadline for learning something new as a side project, and in the process of doing so, I record 1 hour or more of my day, documenting my process of researching, my process of learning new stuff, and if someone watched it, he might see my flows while learning, what took me too long, and it's a way for me to learn stuff just for the joy of learning. So what we've been doing in the past 5 days is that I set a challenge to learn audio programming in 10 days. It might have been an unrealistic deadline for learning a huge new topic to me like audio programming, but yesterday we've reached some solid ground in making our first JUCE app. Again, if you are new here and new to audio programming, JUCE is the most used audio programming framework out there. It's in C++, which is also new to me, but we are trying to figure out what we need to learn. So in the past 2 days, we've made this list of things that I think should be taught in audio programming in order to master audio programming and master JUCE. There was some stuff that we didn't fully understand in C++, like this symbol here, the reference symbol. So yesterday what we did is that we set WSL in VS Code and we started our project Oscillator, but we haven't built it yet. So let's start again our project WSL, or we should start VS Code. So this is where we stopped yesterday. We made this two files, plugin processor.cpp and plugin.h. Plugin.h contained this class, the oscillator audio processor, which inherits the audio processor from JUCE. While we also have oscillator audio processor that uses this syntax that I'm not sure what. I think it makes sense now to change the naming of this into a component, or like I don't know if we should call it a plugin. It's not literally a plugin. We see a bunch of problems here, but we can use Copilot. First I need to solve this problem. The declaration has no storage class or specifier. The error is caused by a typo in your method here. What about this error? Incomplete type void is not allowed. The incomplete type void is not allowed. We need to include it, of course. We need to include the H file. Let's include the plugin processor, and we'll include this too. Include error detected. Please update your include pass. How to fix this? Open your projects. VS Code C, VS Code C, CPP properties. If it doesn't exist, you can create it by running the C++ edit config UI config edit config UI. So now we can add this in. We can add it right here, but it's showing an error. Can't find it. Oh, okay. I think it's in tools like this. So now I think this is fixed and this is fixed too. We don't have any errors. So now how can we build and run this oscillator using CMake, recommended for modern JUCE projects? Make sure you have CMake lists in your project root. So we need to create here a new file, CMake lists.txt. Okay, we first need to add the CMake minimum version. I like to use capital syntax. Minimum required version, project oscillator version 1, the JUCE directory location. Let's add subdirectory JUCE, add plugins JUCE, company name, the deadline, manufacturer code. Should I capitalize this? Just copy these. Target sources, these are the files we would have. I don't know why chat doesn't see the files that I have. I don't have a plugin editor, and it's not really a plugin. Compile features, standard 17. Why would I use 17? There's 23. Target link libraries uses JUCE audio utils and JUCE DSP. Alright, I don't have plugin editor.cpp. What are both files for? I'm not creating a plugin, it's a standalone oscillator app. The plugin processor.cpp contains the audio processing logic, like the engine of your synth and effect. For a standalone app, this is where you generate process audio. Plugin editor.cpp contains the GUI code for your plugin. For a standalone oscillator app, no plugin, no GUI. If you don't want a GUI, I need to add a simple GUI. To add a simple GUI for your standalone JUCE Oscillator app, you need to create a plugin editor. So here we need to add a plugin editor.cpp and a plugin editor.h. Update your CMake file to add both of them to target sources. Okay, so what did he do here? He created a class oscillator audio process editor, which contains some public stuff, constructor, deconstructor, just some empty overrides, paint and resize. Now CPP plugin editor. Why I'm having a problem with this. Member function declared with override does not override a base class member. Let's resolve these problems one by one. Audio processor editor is not a non-static data member of our base class. First, we need to update our CMake list. What about this function here, the JUCE add plugin? What is it called? A function? A macro? What about this part? Tells JUCE to create a target called Oscillator as a plugin standalone. Okay, it's a standalone here. Okay, so we need to resolve these issues. First issue is this one. Make sure your oscillator audio processor inherits audio processor. Sure it does. Inherits audio processor, which is JUCE has no member class audio processor. What about this error? Audio processor. Do I have a typo? The error means JUCE headers are not being found included correctly. I have that, and I need to add some stuff here. Link libraries. I need DSP. JUCE audio processors and JUCE utils. Now this should resolve the problem. Still, is there something wrong with that? Let's paste them again. I think order matters. There's no typos, no nothing. Why isn't Copilot checking my files? So I need to run CMake now. Let's give it a try. CMake with Ninja. CMake-b build-g Ninja. We need to install CMake, apt install CMake. Okay, now we try it again. CMake-b build. I think I need to add dot here. CMake dot warning. CMake list CMake required version. Copilot gave me this thing, but it's wrong. Required version. It should be typed like this. Let's go. I'm able to find the build a program corresponding to Ninja. Sudo apt search Ninja build. Here it is. Sudo apt install Ninja. So if you don't know what Ninja is like Make but faster, but way faster. Ninja build. I'm not experienced in C++, but I know this much because I build so much stuff from source, so I know how to build stuff. So we have now build. We now can run. Where is Ninja file? Not sure. It's supposed to have a Ninja file here. Let's remove this and rebuild it one more time. rm-r build CMake-b build-g Ninja. Okay. We have some issues here. CMake error at could not find package config, missing package config executable. I think we need to install package config. Sudo apt install package. Is there any auto completion config? Okay, now let's try again. We need to install many stuff. Building JUCE aid. Oh my god. We have more problems here. Should we let Copilot fix this for us? Missing system dependencies. Oh my god. I need to install all these stuff. rm-r build. Let's install all these. First we'll update, then install all these libraries. Okay, let's remove build again, and this time it should work. Hopefully. We still have so many not found packages here. I think it's taking much longer time than usual. This might be a good sign, but this part that it is still can't find these packages is so suspicious, because I already installed all these, but it still can't find them. It's taking way too long time this time in installing. Okay, and I still get the same issues. So I think we should include them here somehow. Install all required packages. Alright. I don't know why I added update there. Update is used when you are when you add more repos, like some new mirrors or something. Some stuff are found, but some still can't be found, like the WebKit GTK and the GTK Plus. So I think these two might cause a problem. For most audio plugins and basic standalone apps, you do not need these packages. You can safely ignore these warnings unless you specifically need to a web browser or GTK support in your app. But if I don't have GTK support, what GUI would I use? Okay, we're here. We made it. Build was successful. We can now run Ninja. I see errors. I see a lot of errors. So I guess this was it for today. We have not achieved so much, but we've learned some stuff. We can now start working with CMake. We're not dependent on producer. We understand more stuff. Tomorrow would be the day that we have our first go away standalone app, hopefully. So yeah, that was it for today. See you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.